Hello everybody and welcome back to I Was a Teenage Exocolonist. This is the year that we are going to have Survey the Plains open up, so we're going to have to do some exploration as well as keep an eye on our bestie Marz. I'm going to start off with doing some more stuff in humanities because we need to make sure our persuasion is higher in order to do stuff with Marz, like her last little friendship goal. We're almost there. Alright, let's go out and survey for a little bit. I still have not found Sim, and I really need to. Oh, Hal has been called away for a council meeting, so Congruence is filling in. She tells you that today you'll be learning about the history of capitalism on Earth. Oh no. You mean why humans used to have nice things and now we just eat mashed trippet and soy cakes? Marz says smugly. Please! Humans might have messed everything up, but at least they had style. Ever patient, Congruence ignores Marz's contribution and projects a holovid into the classroom. A solemn woman with weird clothes identifies herself as Haven Constance Ottenheim, an educational designer for the Vertumna Group, and tells you that the following experience has been created specifically to teach you, the third generation of the group, about the largest contributing factor in Earth's destruction, capitalism. You and the other students exchange worried looks. You spend the day in an interactive experience that covers the history of capitalism, from market feudalism to its transition to colonialism, then its major phases like industrialization, mass production, and corporatism. It ends with a discussion of how it collapsed in the late 21st century, as wealthy inequality and environmental concerns finally weakened its hegemony, along with the planet itself. Sounds horrible. The educational experience tells you that, despite being regarded by many as a simply economic system, capitalism had been responsible for more violence on Earth than any act of war. From its very beginning, as the colonial powers spread mercantilism across the globe, it required a constant supply of people to exploit through any means necessary. It took centuries for people to realize how horrible capitalism was, once people could no longer hide from its racist colonist history. You're partway through the lesson when Cal realizes the parallels. But we live in a colony, don't we? Aren't we colonizing Vertumna? Isn't that wrong? Of course not, dummy, Marz reasons. There aren't any people here to take land from. It's just a bunch of animals. The animals count too? Cal nods in agreement, but Marz is not impressed. I squashed a dorp's mouth the other day, she retorts. Are you going to put me in future jail for money crimes? Yikes, Yabby, you should just lock yourself in a room if you're so worried about hurting the environment. Tangent watches this exchange silently, but turns her head and doesn't meet your eye when you look at her. Ooh. I do know that there is one ending for, telling Marz that you like capitalism, although I'm not sure which one that is and when it comes up. I think it's probably a conversation with her, like how the babies was for Tammy. Uh-oh, we've got our rebellion. It's puberty time. Alright, let's see. We're gonna depot. Now, we should be able to get that cool jacket I wanted to get. Where is it? Yes! Superhero cape! Give it to me! Oh, baby. Look at that. Beautiful. I have a cool jacket and a cool cape. Vertumnalia. Talent show, please. Dees and Marz are your competitors for the talent show. Oh, you're still doing it! Dees is up first, and he stomps on stage wearing a silly top hat and cape, waving a magic wand. He introduces himself as Dees, the destroyer of reality, and tells everyone to step back because he's going to pull a hot pie from his hat. He takes the hat off his head, and a very surprised hot pie falls out and boings away into the crowd. Predictably, this upsets Dees, and he flees the stage in embarrassment. Marz takes the stage next and launches into an incredible lip-sync performance complete with holographic fireworks at the end. Passing you as you go to take your place on the stage, she sticks her nose up in the air and wishes you luck following that. It's your turn. What do? Do a bigger, better lip-sync. I'm gonna one-up you. There we go. Marz isn't the only one who can rely on cheap tricks like hollow pyrotechnics to win over a crowd. Your performance not only includes fireworks and light effects, but also 6 holograms of yourself all doing a synchronized dance. It's a hit. You win by audience applause. Marz shakes her hand and thanks you for actually giving her a challenge this year. Finally, it's time for the feast. Oh yeah! Because we didn't have the pixie beans. I made them not eat it, so... Oh, but we do feel better after eating. Ooh. You're working with Marz when a depot order comes through on your holopalm for 10 batteries for the creche. You're busy packaging up another order, so you send it over to her holopalm. Despite her constant complaining about how boring or beneath her this job is, Marz is very good at it. She finds ways to do things faster and more efficiently, and she hardly ever makes mistakes. Which is why you're surprised when you get the order from the Nanto printer and find 15 batteries. You check the requisition again. Wait, it says 15 batteries now? You swear it said 10 before. Marz scoops up the extra 5, giving you a wink as she hides them in her bag. What if I confront her? Oh, don't even be a buzzkill, Yabby, she says, rolling her eyes. Even Seek skims a little bit off the top. Why else would they keep such a tight control over the nanoprinter? What are you going to do? Tell Uticott? She adds. If you do, Seek will be on my side because they know I'll sell them out too. It'll be your word against both of ours. Besides, it's not even for me, she continues. It's for the Secret Fun Times Club, which is a secret, so it's not like I can send an actual requisition for this stuff. Fine, I'll help cook the books. Oh shit, that's really a lot. Marz's deception was pretty good. You only caught it because you happened to see the requisition first, and you happened to put it back in the queue for Marz to pick up, and you happened to be the one who packed it up. You work with Marz to set it so that the first person to open the requisition must complete it themselves. Believing you're doing it to increase reliability, Seek approves of this change. It's a little more work, but it means that Marz is free to edit requisitions to her heart's content. Marz is so pleased with your work, she gives you a kiss on the cheek. Ooh, Marz. I love doing rebellious, illegal things with you. Stealing shit. I really do need to try and get my rebellion a little lower, though, because right now it's up way too high, and I'm not going to be able to do the assistant job if I don't get it down. And I really want to. Uh-oh. I'm just going to stay silent through this. I'm gonna be a good person. I need to get my rebellion at least a little low. What do I need? How much do I need? So it looks like I need to have less than 40 rebellion or 80 persuasion. So we need to work on our persuasion, which won't be too hard. We're already at 70. Alright. Shut up, Mom! Ooh, you look around the lounge. Some friends are here. Who do you hang out with? Marz. Marz is frowning over a holoscreen, but gives you a distracted smile. Hey, Yabby, she says, gesturing for you to sit down. I need ideas for the Secret Fun Times Club. Can you help? You spend a few hours helping Marz design a logo for the club. You get into an argument about whether older kids should be allowed in, like Calm, Anemone's brother who's 19. You think it's a bad idea, but Marz disagrees. He's super dreamy, she says, twirling a braid with a finger. I know if I just spent more time with him, he'd notice me. I'm mature for my age, you know? You shake your head. How can Marz be thinking about boys already? Marz, come on. Focus on the Fun Times Club. I think for once I'm gonna stay inside. Because if I go out, I believe this is the fight where you get injured, and I don't have time to be injured. Oh yeah, they're going for the fields. Alright, and we have grown up a little bit. But I think we're going to do one more year in this episode, because I didn't get a lot of stuff from the last year. I was busy running around like a maniac. Marz! You look amazing! What do you think of my hair? Marz asks, fiddling with one end of the twists. I see you eyeing it. I'm growing it out. She sighs and buries her face in her hands. It's so boring here, I'm literally watching my hair grow. I'm sorry, Marz. Have a crystal. Alright, I'm gonna start with going out and looking for Sim, because I did run into him twice last year, so we gotta be close. Oh, food is still dangerously low. I may not be able to get it up in time. Uh-oh. Oh, yeah. The famine. I already know about the food. Your parents exchange surprised looks. You do? Your mom asks. How? You scramble to explain that they haven't exactly been subtle. The announcement at Vertumnalia, plus how stressed they've been. You can put the pieces together. No, you didn't live in a dream of a past life. Your mom smiles. Our little kid is more mature than I realized. Still, I want you there. Sure. You follow your parents to the council room. Marz is also tagged along, and you take a seat near them as your mom and Aunt Anne start to address the council. After Udicott finally calls the meeting, she gestures to your mom. I'm not going to mince words, your mom says firmly. All of our efforts to increase food production in geophonics have failed, and the destruction of the fields during the last attack put our nail in the coffin. By the end of the year, the colony will run out of food. The rest of the council murmurs in concern. You and Marz exchange horrified looks. You've been doomsaying about our food supply for 2 years, Flulu, Rhett questions. Do you mean to say we're past the point of no return? Your mother nods grimly. I'm afraid so. Even with our rationing, without securing a Vertumnan food source, our supplies will run out by wet season. She gestures to Anne, whose face is grave. Anne and I have gone over the supplies and come up with food plans. We've crunched the numbers. Your mom sighs and spreads her hands. I'm sorry. Geophonics should have been producing better by now. We should have been able to wean ourselves off soy rations. During wormhole transit, when we lost geophonics in the hull breach, she sighs again. I know I've said it so many times, but our crops just don't grow here. We needed those algae tanks. We need the microbial soil from Earth. Why weren't we told earlier? Yeah, Marz agrees. Why weren't we told? We have a right to know. We live here too. She stands up and slams her hands on the table. We've been here for 4 years, and we could have been helping this whole time. And all you did was have meetings about it. The council looks at Marz in surprise and then contempt. Udicott chuckles weakly. Imagine being carried for so long and being upset that your feet could not be cut by rocks. She waves one shaking hand. Seeing the future is the privilege of youth. Thank goodness we have them to point out our flaws. Marz sits back down again, confused by Udicott's words, but fuming at her dismissive tone. So what do we do now? Instance asks. Starving to death isn't an option. No, it isn't, your mom replies. We need to secure a food source this year, before our rations run out. We've been working double shifts in geophonics, but it's not enough. We need more people planting, tending, turning the soil. We need more hands. I can pull back surveyors and focus on the fortune native plants Utopia offers. Even the young folks can help if they've proven themselves around the survey equipment. I'll send out a holo message later. This has been the burden of geophonics for too long, Udicott says. It's time we all step up, for our future. The counselor nods in agreement. Your stomach rumbles ominously. Here we go! Oh, my animals was so close. Hang on. We cannot... Oh! What's this? Oh, the ground! Ooh, 5 food. That's very good. I don't know if that's enough, though. Probably not. Uh-oh. Good morning? Oh, the famine! We got it! We did it! We're done! That's great! Your mom salutes you with her blep tea. She looks more relaxed than you've seen her for a year, at least. Maybe since you landed on Vertumna. You know it could have been so much worse, but you pushed those dream memories out of your mind. Your dad sighs happily. I'm already looking forward to dinner. I haven't really cooked in ages. What should we have, Yabby? Mom should choose. That's right, it was her hard work that saved the colony. Your mom chooses a great big platter of roasted vegetables, peppers, onions, corn. It's sweet and a little spicy and so delicious. Your parents cook a private meal in your kitchenette. Your dad does most of the work, but you help. When you sit down for a quiet family dinner, you realize this is the first time you've done this in... you can't even remember how long. You just talk about your day in the most mundane way possible. It's so pleasantly normal. You don't even get close to clearing your plate since your body isn't used to so much food, but that's okay. You eat slowly and savor it. Every bite is heaven, and made even better by knowing that you had a real impact on the colony's future. We did it! Now we can focus on finding freaking Sim. Still haven't found him. I've run into him twice. Feels like every single playthrough he gets more and more difficult to find. Oh no! So I did tell her what you learned today with your mom, and it says you tell her about the bedbug infestation you've been helping Marz with on the down low, because Marz doesn't want anyone to know she has bugs. On Vertumna, bedbugs are as large as your toe and can burp up acid. It sucks. You had to pull out everything from her room and take it to laundry or incineration, then get in there and scrub down every corner of her room while Marz squealed every time she saw a bug. It was a whole day clean, but by the end Marz's room was sparkling and everything was put back even better than it had been before. Good job, kiddo, your mom says. I remember bedbugs back on Earth. Never thought I'd miss them. Vertumna has it way worse. Good God. Alright, well now that the famine's out of the way, I can focus on finding Sim this year. Frickin' punk is hiding from me. Mysterious Stranger 3. There we go, now we should be able to find him. But first, Vertumnalia. As always, we're gonna do the talent show. You and Marz report to the stage for the talent competition. Dees is nowhere to be seen. Marz frowns, looking around as if he's lying in wait. Oh boo, she grumbles. He always made me look good. If it's just you, I'm only best out of 2. Oh yeah, right. Marz has been working on her speechcraft. This year she gives a speech inspired by the great leaders of Earth, linking their philosophies into a sort of mega-theory about how the greatest works of human history have come from overcoming our greatest struggles through ingenuity and cooperation. Because it's Marz, the climax of the speech resolves with inspirational music and fireworks. It's very exciting. You're up. What have you prepared? An original song? Oh goodness, I need to be better than that. I just looked at it. There we go. 6, 6, 6, 5, 3. Marz's act was a tough one to follow, but the talent show is judged by audience applause. No one wants to be lectured about uncomfortable truths, and your lighthearted song easily wins over the audience. Marz looks miffed at the snub, but shakes her hand. Geniuses are rarely appreciated in their time, she says. Whatever you need to tell yourself, Marz. There you are. I finally found you. Now I can focus on Marz. Alright, hang on. I've never done this before, but I want to see what happens if I mention Sim. Just one alien named Sim. You tell them you've made an alien, a smart one, with 2 legs and 2 arms and a humanish face. You've had a conversation with him. He likes humans. Your parents exchange a dubious look. We've already checked, kiddo, your dad says. There's no alien civilization on Vertumna. None still alive, anyway. Don't you think they would have contacted us if there was? Your mom snorts. Maybe they're scared of us. She pats your leg patronizingly. This is like a dream thing, right? You dreamed you met an alien, like you used to when you were younger. I know you've always had trouble telling your imagination from reality, but don't think you're getting too old for these stories? Aw, man. Delusions. You know, what do you know? You never go outside. Jeez, just kidding. Your mom and dad laugh. Good one, Yabby. Your dad chuckles. You really had us going. You guys never believed me. You guys never believed me about anything. Alright, and I have a plan for this time. We're going to try and save Uticott, because I have never saved her before. The roar wakes you. It would wake the dead. It shakes the walls, rumbles the ship's hull, and makes your heart skip a beat. You're paralyzed by a sudden clench of fear in your gut. Through the porthole window you hear metal screeching and people shouting. Then another roar, guttural and rumbling like the sound of a mountain collapsing. Something enormous is out there. Run out to face it. You don't know what gives you the courage, but you run out of the fields to face the horrible creature face to It has no face. In the place of a face, or even a head, its body just unzips, revealing a mess of writhing pink tentacles and blinking eyes pocked with jagged, asymmetrical teeth. It stands on 4 enormously powerful legs, each as wide across its tree trunks. Clinging to its back and its thick slug-like tail are clumps of lichen that glow faintly in the light. The creature is nearly twice the height of a greenhouse. It's standing on top of a flattened one, the wreckage of lattice and plants all around. Flickers of lights from blast rifles and stun gloves light it up from underneath, and the stench of ozone is thick in the air. You see Anemone and her brother Calm darting in and around its legs with their twin shocks of red hair. The faceless creature lurches into another greenhouse, oblivious to the soldiers trying to herd it away. The monster left a trail of destruction where it smashed right through the walls. Smaller creatures are pouring in through the gap and heading towards... They're headed straight to Command! You watch helplessly as the hordes of animals storm Command, sneaking through torn-away panels and smashing through windows. It's too far away to hear the screams, but Governor Udicott is inside! You have to do something! Save Governor Udicott! The smaller creatures are making a beeline for Command, slipping into the heart of the colony while the defense squad is distracted. The line of slinking and many-legged beasts pass by much easier targets, moving with eerie, almost tactical purpose. Whatever's happening, you have to stop them. The scene in Command is chaos. The blast doors that would have protected the bridge from depressurization in space are held open by a mound of corpses, both human and animal. And inside you hear Governor Udicott screaming for someone to help her. Challenge! 60, that's not bad at all. I can save her! Let's see, 3, switch you over. 5, 4, 3. We did it! You beat back enough beasts to help Udicott escape the bridge. As you shelter under a meeting room table, you hear horrible noises from the rest of the ship, metal screeching, that terrible abomination roaring, the sounds of the creatures outside tearing their way through the hallways and trashing everything. Suddenly, the ship lurches and drops a few feet, bucking under the weight of something massive. Out of the porthole window, you see a fleshy pink tentacle slap against the side of the ship before the faceless abomination outside crashes to the ground, taking the entire outer wall of the ship with it. Udicott sobs quietly into her hands in the sudden silence. You wait a long time until Congruence gives you the all-clear. The council calls an all-colony meeting to face the aftermath of the attack. In the impressive gloom of glow, you gather near engineering with the other survivors. It's one of the few buildings still standing. The corpse of the Faceless still sits in the caved-in wreckage of the stratospheric, spilling its flaccid pink tentacles from its horrible zipper-toothed maw. It's already beginning to stink. At least the governor survived. Governor Udicott takes the stage and thanks you, personally, for rescuing her during the attack. Because of your bravery, the colony still has its leader. She also acknowledges the bravery of the defense squad, citing their heroism for finally taking down the Faceless. If only it hadn't gotten away from them and stampeded right into the stratospheric. At least they stopped it before it got into engineering, as it would have activated the reactor and left a crater the size of an asteroid impact. Geophonics is gone, the greenhouse is destroyed, and the fields trampled. After a year of suffering, starving, and only barely scraping by, you're not just back to where you started, it's even worse. The entire front half of the stratospheric has been destroyed. The living quarters, the canteen, the garrison, the lounge, even the creche. It's all gone. It's only by some stroke of luck that the people hiding in the creche weren't all killed. Governor Udicott solemnly reads the names of those who lost their lives. Too many. You all stand for a moment of silence. You feel the weight of loss, like a blow to your chest. Anemone and her family cry out when her brother Calm's name is called, and their quiet sobbing continues through the silence. With the living quarters destroyed, everyone moves into the engineering wing for shelter. You're crowded into the classroom with other families. The adults try to make it seem like a sleepover, but you're still all so shaken. Tammy doesn't return to the classroom. The little one's got out okay, but she's still in the med bay, and will be for a while. Oh, 'cause I wasn't there to save her. Anemone cries about her brother, and screams at anyone who tries to comfort her. Eventually, you just ignore her grief, as painful as it is to hear her sobbing at night. Talk about a three-way split, though, because you either try and help Calm, you either try and help Tammy, or you try and help Udicott. Either way, someone's gonna die, and no matter what you do, you can't save Calm. You feel like you've been awake for days, and you'll never fully sleep again. You try, but you keep jerking awake, crying out in fear. Eventually, you fall asleep sitting up, held up in your father's arms. Your sleep is fitful, but mercifully dreamless. Alright, talk about a year. Not only did we manage to stop the famine, but we also managed to save Governor Udicott, something I've never done before. I'm very proud of us for that. Although I don't know how it'll change things when Governor Lum comes. Maybe he'll still just take over? What will Udicott's role be in this? I guess there's only one way to find out, but we'll worry about that next time. So until then, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, please consider subscribing. Remember to take care of yourself, prepare for a famine, and have a good day.